Good morning, pregame crew. How are ya? It is Wednesday, June 26th, 2024, 6:23 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:23 a.m. Eastern Time. Welcome to the show. This is a show where I go over indices, commodities, crypto, movers, and shakers of the day. I officially get started in 7 minutes. Well, you crazy lady, why are you on the mic now? Because it takes a minute for my mouth to match up with my brain. So I give myself some warm up times. Let's do an audio visual check, please. Hi, good morning, Shake and Bake. Greece, are you kidding me? Amazing. I'm with Tom. I'm going to spend my summers in Greece. Hey, Greg. Hey, Topher. Hey, Night Truck, how are you? How's your wife? I hope everything's going well. Rob. Hey, Rachel. That's pretty cool, Shake and Bake. The food is good. Interesting. Hey, Mila. Mila, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. I hope your trading's going well. I hope your hair is still perfect like it was last summer. Hey, Spaceball. Hey, my girl Nugget. Oh, Lori, I let out a true LOL when I read Dusty Rhodes. Got a story on that one. Hey, Hector. Hey, K-Mac, Chris, Casey. Good afternoon, Casey. Hey, Dollar Tree Farmer, just in time. Jill, Alice. Thank you, Tom. Hey, Sir Fernando. Hey, Paula. Rob. It's so crazy when I say your names, I just think, man, that's my friend. That's my friend. Wait, that's my friend. I send good vibes, energy, and thoughts to you all every single day. And I mean it. I know y'all know I'm genuine. I'm full of a lot of hot air, but I am sincere. Uh, Jill, that was pretty crazy, huh? You're welcome, Sharon. It's my pleasure. I recognize that being a female, I bring some a little more female traders in on this type of show, and I think it's pretty cool because this is definitely a male-dominated industry. Not that that bothers me in any way, shape, or form. I kind of like it actually. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Hindenburg. Let me go back up to the top and see if I have any chart request. A-Lab. A-Lab's in a daily downtrend, weekly downtrend. 5736, this is a newer IPO. No bottom in sight yet. We're still in price discovery. There's no chart structure. Be careful. I think if you're trying to go long here, you're just basically guessing. I would wait for a trend change because it's a newer IPO. I think sometimes bottom fishing against a decent support where you stop out quick if you're wrong is cool because of the asymmetric risk to reward. On this one, I don't know if I'd be that comfortable doing that. Look at the volume, how low it was yesterday. New Zealand, that's one of my favorite accents. Hey, Mike. Hey, Al. Mara. All right, so Bitcoin slightly red this morning. Not good for Mara. Mara does have a high compression squeeze on the daily. That's interesting. Fighting to hold the daily 50 MA. A daily lower high is the more likely scenario compared to 2137. So bears will be looking to top fish against that. I don't see a clear setup. That doesn't mean it's not there. And I just always like to remind y'all, I obviously know that I'm not the be all end all on trading setups, and we all have our own setup. So I don't, but this doesn't fit any of my criteria for a long or a short. Snow is bad. Here's what I thought when I looked at snow this morning. When things are in motion, they tend to stay in motion. And I remind myself of that daily. Fun fact, in order to get into LSU, you had to take physics in high school, and my high school didn't have physics because we only had the minimum necessary to graduate for public school in Louisiana, because we had only 250 students, kindergarten through 12th, and only 10 students in my graduating class. So I had to sit in the back of the science room and take physics, like just, by myself, and proctored essentially by the teacher if I had questions. But I didn't really learn a lot, but I do know some of the overall principles, and things that are in motion tend to stay in motion. So snow is on the downside. Think about trying to bottom ticket here at 144, 140, 130, and it just continues to drift downward. I did hear yesterday they had a management change, and folks don't like that management change, and maybe that has something to do with it. Either way, this is a short until it's not, until the bulls prove otherwise. Hey, Bennett. You got a gremlin there on YouTube, Bennett. Can't wait to see you in a few months. AMD. AMD had an hourly squeeze yesterday, and it broke bear, and then it had a nice recovery actually. Daily has a squeeze, nice long lower wick of bulls buying the dip at the daily 50 MA. 153.34 is your key support. We got a long road to hoe to get over 166.82. A lower high is expected due to the size of that retracement. I don't see a clear setup on this one either. Hello. Game. Hi, Graham in Panama. Game has this falling wedge look. To me, it has this falling wedge look with these lower lows without a lot of follow through. So I like it a little more bullishly probably than I should, because we did lose daily support, but bulls bought that dip pretty ferociously. We got over the prior day high. Need to get over $26. We need to get over these daily EMAs and $26. We need to get the show started. PLTR, I notice it's opening near resistance again. We are looking for a daily lower high. I think it's a top fish up here against 24.66, the pre-market high, looking for that daily lower high. I like the overall company fundamentally, but technically where it is right here, right now, I think it is more advantageous for the bears. Let's get this show on the road. Good morning. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori, and I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. And what I do here at the pregame show is I go over indices, commodities, crypto movers, and shakers of the day. If you want to give me a follow on X at Chart Gal Lori, that would be awesome. We have a giveaway right now for a free course of your choice. You can register right here. It's pinned in chat. Just click on that link and sign up, and you can register to win the course of your choice. It's free. All right. So part of what I go over is this, let's call this the correlation chart. For those who think the market environment dossier is just not clear enough, this is the correlation chart where I'm looking at all the various correlations and how they're intertwined. And right now we're pointing a little more bullish than bearish. Econ calendar, we have building permits this morning. New home sales will be coming in at 10 a.m. TCG, folks, when I'm live in the room, if you could remind me a few minutes before that in case I lose track of time, that would be lovely. Overall, we're flat to red right now, pulling back pretty hard on the hourly chart. On the next push-up, bears will be looking for an hourly lower high. In the 4-hour, lower high is now set. Now bulls will be looking for a 4-hour higher low. So higher high, lower low, lower high. Now, where do we set that higher low in this potential equilibrium pattern is the question. Yes, Greg. Yes. So NQ, 4-hour high is likely set. Now we have plenty of room to set this higher low on the 4-hour. So on the hourly chart, we pulled back more than bulls would like to see. So now on the next push up, we'll be looking for a lower high top fish. RTY is the weakest of the bunch. Go figure. 30-minute rising wedge, broke bear. This is a potential 30-minute bear flag. Daily support is at 2024.90. Russell cannot get its act together. In this weekly EQ, set that weekly higher low for goodness sakes and get over those EMAs. Yeah, 4-hour downtrend confirmed. Dow, 4-hour bear flag. Potential if we break 39393. Little head and shoulders action here. The Dow had a wonderful day on Monday, gave most of it back yesterday, and it continues to roll over, and that's likely due to XLF weakness, which is one of the bigger holdings in the Dow. So we closed pretty weak yesterday down at the low of day, and then we're gapping down this morning. Banks aren't looking that hot. Okay, VIX. Let me drink a little water. VIX is having a little bounce on the next pullback. Bulls will be looking for a higher low compared to 1275. And this matches up with the market itself where we're looking for an hourly lower high. VIX is looking for an hourly higher low on the next pullback due to the size of that bounce. Hang Seng was slightly green overnight. DAX is down 0.40. Bitcoin is giving some back. We've lost the hourly EMAs. We have enough room for a 4-hour higher low on Bitcoin. We have enough room for a 4-hour higher low on Ethereum. We need to change the 4-hour trend to feel more confident that the weekly higher low is likely set. Let me say that again. We need to change the 4-hour trend back to the bulls in order to feel more relieved or comfortable that the weekly higher low is likely set on Ethereum and Bitcoin. There are 150 of you and only 60 likes. If you could hit that like button, I'd greatly appreciate it. The dollar is strong this morning. Plenty of room for a 4-hour higher low, plenty of room for an hourly higher low. It just gave me the big bird, the flip off on my potential head and shoulders thought process. Like, no, we are bullish. Take a flying leap. We're overbought on the hourly. We are in a daily uptrend, so it's not as important. Dollar bulls are on fire, and that could be a headwind for equities. Gold is red, but nice little move up considering the dollar strength. I wouldn't expect to see this on the dollar. On the next pullback, bulls could be looking for a 15-minute higher low. We're pretty close to weekly support at 2308, 2304, that weekly double bottom right there and right there. We're not too far away, so there's some nice asymmetric risk to reward for bulls if you want to bottom fish a 15-minute higher low, attempting to nail that weekly low. Oil, this could be a 15-minute head and shoulders. We have inventory today at 10:30 Eastern. And this is the mama pattern, a potential 4-hour head and shoulders. And we see this often in charts. So that's the mama pattern. Then you go to the 15-minute chart, and the mama pattern had a baby, a potential head and shoulders. I get no awards for my drawings, nor do I claim that I should. So oil looking pretty bearish to me if you can't tell my bias. Looking for the 4-hour lower high. It could be a daily bull flag, however, and we know those faux head and shoulders can psych you out on lower time frames, and you roll up to the next higher time frame and have a potential bull flag. So just be aware of that. Nat gas is having a green morning. Four-hour lower high is expected on any bounce as the most likely scenario. Apple, I got a new computer, and it's this app. This computer is ridiculously fast, but the app is still slow of TradingView. All right, so on Apple, we're looking for that 2-day higher low. That's the more likely scenario. Bulls are opening up near the high of yesterday. So let's see how this EQ resolves. Do we break higher, or do we tighten up even more and stay inside this range? So we closed yesterday with a daily inside bar, and y'all remember yesterday we talked about it. We talked about it yesterday on pregame that the odds favored a daily inside bar due to the fact that it was such a large range on Monday, and we were opening up in smack dab in the middle of the range. And I believe I even said smack dab. So Apple has an inside bar. We'll see how that resolves today, if it resolves to the upside or downside. Okay, Amazon, we had that hard rejection here at 191. We couldn't get over 191.70, pulled back, have a lower high, higher low. Now, how does this resolve? Do we just tighten again today on Amazon and Apple and then have the break tomorrow? Same thing with Tesla. Tesla has a tightening range. We have a theme here. NVIDIA is losing its gap up at the moment. Gap rules apply. If bulls defend, that is a long. However, I feel more comfortable as a bear on NVIDIA today, looking for the daily lower high. But I say that with an asterisk because we have the investor meeting today at noon Eastern, and we know a lot can happen at an investor meeting. So trading is about holding strong convictions loosely. And I know that makes no sense, but my conviction is a daily lower high is the more likely scenario. However, if conditions change and the investor meeting causes a rally or causes a dump, and I'm looking the other way, will be quick to change, and I will let go of that strong conviction and then factor in the new information. And that's what trading is all about. And most traders fail because they refuse to let go of their strong convictions when the data is presented that they should. Their ego gets in the way and they don't want to be wrong. I have a daughter. I am perfectly okay with being wrong because I've been wrong a lot in my life. Just kidding. My daughter's a sweetheart. Okay. So NVIDIA, we're gapping up. If we lose this gap up and we re-enter yesterday's range, you could use yesterday's high as a top fish level. Good morning, KK. Tesla, this is my top watch today. This sucker is getting tight. We are tightening up inside this range. And you know what that means. We have a squeeze. So Tesla, I'm looking for a potential pullback long. Bears will be looking to top fish yesterday's high, and bulls are looking for a pullback long. We are closer to yesterday's high than low. We'll see how this resolves, if it resolves. Amazon, Apple, and Tesla are super tight. Chewy is on back burner watch. It's had some takeover chatter, and it has been on fire. Fireball. It's been on fire, so this is on back burner watch for first 5 minute oversold. Now, let's look at this chart. Now the gap is 756.03, and we filled it yesterday at 75641. Now bears are looking to top fish a weekly lower high. I love this setup. This is very akin to my United Healthcare setup yesterday, except for this isn't a rising wedge. That's the only thing that's one of the things that's different than UNH setup yesterday. So I would love for this thing to gap up and get as close to resistance as possible. The next resistance is 758.15. I like now short. Rivian, I will be watching this name for day trading volatility. Let's see, which name am I going to give up? It's like what child to save. Okay. So I will be watching Rivian for day trading opportunities, mainly looking long. This news was huge of the Volkswagen $5 billion investment. That is big news. Good morning, Marvin. All right, Tesla. I already told you it's one of my top watches with this tightening range. I think we're going to get some fireworks. XLE. This is a goodie. We have a daily double top on XLE at 91.50, 91.63 with a daily 50 MA overhead. Looking for a weekly lower high. 4-hour overbought with bearish divergence here on RSI. This one's a good one too. Well, heck. All right, so XLE is a great looking top fish against 91.63. All right, well, man, I got through these tickers fast. That's way faster than I normally do it. Did any of y'all get United Healthcare yesterday or Google? Tell me about it. Talk to me. Talk to me, Evan Rude. Oh, I saw that Dusty Rose comment, Rhodes, and it made me pull this up. Mid-South Wrestling. I grew up with this in Alexandria, Louisiana. It was at 45 minutes away. And these people, like Jim Duggan, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, he actually came to see my grandpa in the hospital. My family knew him. My aunt knew him. It was really cool seeing behind the scenes how they would cut their forehead, put Vaseline over it, and then they would rub the Vaseline off their forehead to make themselves bleed. Really crazy. So all their foreheads were all cut up. Crazy industry. But that's my wrestling story. That was so much fun. Was it Kamala? What was the Junkyard Dog? That stuff was so good. All right, I just went down memory lane and no one asked me to. All right, so NVIDIA has the investor meeting today at noon Eastern. Don't forget about that. And let's look at the economic calendar again. 10 a.m. new home sales. We talked about that. 5-year note auction at 1 p.m. could impact the dollar. Wrestling is real. That's funny. My family loved wrestling and racing. So you got it pre-market yesterday. That's pretty good testing. That's a great trade if you got that yesterday at 116 in pre-market. So MVDA is down here testing the high of yesterday. So bulls need to hold that and defend, or bears are really going to roll over on them. You're welcome, Ted. Ted is a TCG member and a great contributor. All right, well, I'm just going to wrap this up, and I am going to, I've never heard of Gordon Sully. I'm going to wrap this up and go boot up the TCG stream. If you could hit that like button before you hit the exit button, that'd be great. And TCGers, I'll see y'all in just a few minutes. All right, use stop losses.